Hi, hello, and welcome or welcome back to my channel. Um, Midnight Makes. This is my little corner of the internet where I talk about my knitting, my crochet, my cross stitch, my sewing, and whatever other hobby I happen to be up to at the moment. Today's video is going to be a January sewing wrap up, and I'll talk about all the things I made in January as well as my plans for February. So, also, I want to talk about my goals for sewing in 2025. Um, I need to sew more practical things. I have a tendency to sew dresses and skirts, but then I don't really wear dresses and skirts as often as I want to. So, I want to sew more everyday clothing. And along those lines, I want to tackle pants. um, and I did that kind of in, I at least did one pair of pants in January, and I'm very excited about that. And I think I just want to sew more in general in 2025. I go through spurts where I sew a lot and then I won't sew anything, but I would like to have a regular amount of sewing every month, and that way I can actually transform my wardrobe more from ready to wear to me made. I am not wearing anything uh, me made today. This is a store bought Totoro sweater from Hot Topic. So let's get into what I made in January. So the first thing that I made in January sewing wise is this Dawson top. It is a mock neck pattern, long sleeve pattern from Helen's Closet. I got this, they did a sale sometime in the end of 2024. And I was able to make this. I opted for the Dawson top has a bunch of different options. I opted for the mock neck with the long sleeves, and this fabric is a Nightmare Before Christmas fabric that I got at Joann's like a couple of years ago. So it's nothing I bought recently. As for modifications, the only modification that I added 3 inches to the sleeve length. I have a couple mock necks, and the sleeves only go to about here. And I like my sleeves to go over my hands. So I added 3 inches with the intention of if I needed to cut some off, I'd have extra to cut off. However, it actually worked out really well. And I ended up just doing about a 1/2 inch, folding over about a 1/2 inch, and then folding over again about a 1/2 inch. It worked wonderfully. I in 2024 I bought a serger finally, and I had hated sewing with knits prior because I just really had troubles with my getting my sewing machine tension right so that it didn't like kind of lettuce. And thankfully, now that I have my surgery, knits are so much easier. Um, so as for if I would make this pattern again, I definitely will be making it again. I love wearing mock necks under hand knit sweaters. And I love the long sleeves. I would like to definitely try the other neck options. I know there is a scoop neck, and I would really like to do that one as well. But this turned out beautifully, and I love the way it fits and it feels. I love the sleeves. I'm really glad that I added those 3 inches, and I will definitely be doing that from now on when I make the long sleeve version. The next pattern I made, sorry if you see me looking over here, all my notes are over here. The next pattern I made is the Hansi top um, from Seamwork. It's a free pattern, and I actually saw someone on YouTube make like 3 different versions of the Hansi top, and it was so pretty. So I used this cotton fabric from I bought it at a quilt shop that used to be here in Anchorage. The people retired and the company went out of business because they didn't find a buyer for it. But so it's a clothing cotton, but it is still pretty stiff. It feels a lot like fabric that scrub tops are made out of. But I love how this one turned out. It's got somewhere, it has a little pocket in the front. Not that I really need a pocket in the front, but it's a fun little pocket, fun little addition. Um, and there's darts in the bust. The only thing about the darts, I kind of messed up. I couldn't remember when I was putting in the darts which size I had decided to cut out. I thought I'd cut out the 14. Turns out I cut out the 12. So my darts are just a hair lower than what they should have been for my size. But it's really not that big of a deal. It's not noticeable, especially with the fabric being so busy. But that wasn't the pattern. That was just me. And I should have just looked at my pattern pieces because it said on there what size I'd cut, but I didn't make any modifications to this. If I will make this again, I definitely will make this again. I think I would love to do different versions, including I would love to do some embroidery around the pocket and, do embroidery on the collar and all that on another version. I also would like to maybe lengthen it just a hair. I do like this length, but I think a longer version would be nice. The next pattern I made is Simplicity S8655, and it is a design by Mimi G in collab with Simplicity. And I made the high-waisted wide leg bottoms. These are not easy to show. But I love these bottoms. That's how big they are. They're huge. I love bell bottoms. I love like 70s fashion. The hippie aesthetic. I love all that. So I was really excited when I saw this pattern to have a pair of bell bottoms that I made. I have a pair of ready to wear ones that I love and wear all the time. This fabric is a peach corduroy that I bought at Joann's. I think I bought it like in November, and they still have this fabric. They actually have some other beautiful colors. I bought another one in like a lavender color, but I really love this peach color, and I was so excited for these pants. They have pockets on the back. There are darts and 2 darts in the back, 2 darts in the front. One thing that I did not realize, and this was a modification that I made when I made these, in the pattern, like on the pattern page, you can't, on the packet, you can't tell that there are these tucks in the pants, and I didn't realize it until I actually started sewing the pattern. And I opted to not do the tucks on the back. This I think it'd be a sensory nightmare. I have some sensory issues with clothing, and having this line um on the back of my pants, especially like pushing up for from a chair when I'm sitting down, pushing up into my leg, I don't think I could handle it. So I decided to leave those out. Just the back ones, I did do the tucks in the front. That was, I think that was the only, yeah, that was the only modification on these that I made. And I cut straight size, the straight size out of the pattern. I didn't do any modifications on the sizing or anything. I found a little, you can't really tell, it's a orange zipper, and it fits really well. So my thoughts on these. I love them. I do. I love the way they fit. They feel amazingly comfortable. I was kind of worried because they are tight on the waist, and they're definitely not a pair that I will wear with a crop top, even though they're super high waisted, because I think we all have things about our bodies that we don't love. Well, I have a little bit of a stomach, and these pants do not hide it. When I wear this, you can see everything I've eaten in the last week. So I'll wear them with a long shirt, no problem. But even though they're tight, they're incredibly comfortable, and they're super soft. I just absolutely love this corduroy fabric. If I was going to make these again, which I probably will, I do really like how high-waisted they are, and I love, like, these are awesome. I did a really big cuff on these because I could. I do love these, so I think I will make it again. However, I think I will make the darts a little bit shallower on the fronts. There is random thread from a different project on these. I will leave out the tucks on the front as well as the back. I don't care for them. I don't. Maybe if it was a different type of fabric, I would like it more, but I don't with these. But I think I would make the darts just a touch shallower. I wouldn't make a bigger size because these fit me great. I just need just a little bit more room in the stomach for movement and for allowing me to eat whatever I want without worrying about if it's going to show in my pants. Another thing I would do, front pockets. These do not have any front pockets or side pockets. They only have the pockets in the butt, which I like the butt pockets because that's where my phone always goes. But I definitely would like front pockets. So I probably will add patch pockets to the front, which would be really easy to do. And I'll definitely make these again. I want to make these in a denim fabric. And my screen shut off. I want to make these in a denim fabric. Okay. So the last thing I actually made yesterday, is for my son, and it's a pillowcase. Obviously it's folded. It's a full pillowcase. Um, he loves Happy Days. So when he saw this fabric at Joann's, he freaked out, grabbed it off the rack, and goes, "Will you please make me a pillowcase?" So I did. He picked out the accent fabric, which is just this yellow, and it goes with the yellow that's around. Um, this is super simple, no pattern. I've made pillowcases before, so it's ridiculously easy. And the only thing that was different is I machine embroidered his name just with my I have a Viking, Husqvarna Viking, and I just I think it's an Opal 650, I think. I cannot remember the exact name. But super simple, just typed in his name. I had it write it out. I was actually practicing for something I'm going to do in February, and that gave me the chance to practice. And it looks super cute. He is very excited. He wanted to use this last night, but because I finished it yesterday, but I told him he had to wait until after I did the podcast, or not the podcast, after I did my wrap up. So that was the last thing I sewed in January. I only had a couple days where I actually did a bit of sewing. I was kind of busy with other things, so I didn't get that much done. So my plans for February, I do want to make another handsy top. I have this fabric that I thrifted, I think a couple weeks back from Value Village. It's a very beautiful, lightweight, peachy. It's a much lighter peach tone than my pants, but it's peachy with the embroidery flowers. I'm going to do a handsy top out of this. I probably will just do a um, a lengthened version of the handsy top. I don't think I'll do, because this fabric's pretty interesting looking. I don't think I'll have to do anything other than that. There's also a free pattern from Peppermint Magazine. I'll put it over here. For wide leg trousers, and I have those cut out. I just have not done any of the sewing, but they're ready to sew. Um, and the only other plan I have for February is I want to make 3 baby quilts for a friend, and I plan to use I'll stick it up here, the North Star quilt pattern by We Knits. I bought her pattern on Etsy. I'll put the link below. I bought the fabric for it yesterday, so I would like to get those done in February. That is pretty much all I have for this January sewing wrap up. I wanted it to be quick, which it is. Hopefully next month I will have more sewing done and more things made, and see where everything goes. So thank you for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.